All right, guys, welcome back. We talked to you about your profile picture, your headline, your summary, and the next section on your LinkedIn profile page is your experience and skills. This is probably the most boring portion of the LinkedIn page, but it's a necessary evil. It helps validate what you've done, what accomplishments you have, and what experience you have that allows you to make the claims of who you are. And I would say when you're doing this section, you want to match your resume, because if you do get a job offer, an opportunity to sit down with somebody, you want to make sure that when you put that resume in front of them, it has the same things they've read on your LinkedIn page. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah, so, and pretty much what he's saying, pretty much what Eric said, is it's something that you need, but don't get fooled into thinking that this is what LinkedIn's all about. The LinkedIn, one message I hope we reiterate the whole time is LinkedIn is not your digital resume. LinkedIn is not just a Rolodex. This could be one of the least important things of your whole profile or your digital experience, but it is something you need. So you do need to put it, it does need to match. And a lot of times when someone makes a post, I'll immediately go into their profile and I'll look at their experience to see if they actually have legitimate experience to back up the advice they're trying to give people. Because a lot of times you'll see coaches or experts, and then one time, I swear, I saw this woman who had restaurant expert as her title. And I don't even consider myself a restaurant expert, and I'm managing owner of 4 restaurants. So curiosity always gets the better of me. I go in, and the most experience she had was assistant manager of some fast casual restaurant. And I'm thinking to myself, but so that's like a marketing, but just know you're gonna get checked out. People are gonna come in and use that to kind of validate. And then Ryan has some other helpful tips about how to actually set that up.
Yeah, so a couple main points. The first point is if you're going to list experiences in your, if you're going to list jobs in your experience section, make sure you go in and create company pages for those, and we can get into that later. You can hit us on the backside on DM and we can help you out there. But you want to go in and create company pages so that those logos and the visuals that are pulled in from the company land on your LinkedIn profile. I know there's some examples there where I've gone through to kind of read through and find out what people are really about. I get into their experience section or skills section, and I see a list of 10 companies or jobs that they've had, but every single one of them looks like that 404 message or whatever, the error message where it's not pulling in the photos from the website and you got slow dial-up internet kind of thing. You don't want that. You want to have a very consistent, cohesive experience for the people that are coming to LinkedIn. So make sure you go add some logos or some visuals, even if it's an image or something, so that it pulls it in and you can find it on LinkedIn. The second main point I would say is when you're actually writing the text or the copy in your experience section, this is the place that you want to, if you're in sales, you want to bullet point, keep it short and sweet. No one wants to read 3 paragraphs. I typically do 3 to 4 sentences max, or a sentence or 2 with 2 or 3 bullet points. But you really want to hit the highlights of your career. For instance, if you're in sales, like me, and Eric, you're in sales too, really. Yeah. But if you're, from the automotive sector, this is where you can say you were responsible for this much in business. You grew 400% over 3 years, and I'm kind of making up numbers right now, but in reality, that's kind of our background is going from 12 to $40 million in 7 years at businesses. That's where you want to highlight those key points, because you just want the recruiters or other people that are trying to validate who you are to jump in, see those bullet points, and you want them to stick in their brain. You don't, in their head, you don't want them to get lost in all of the copy. So that's really the suggestions I have.
Just to tack on one back end point to what you just said, having those stats, those figures there, like you said, adds validity to who you are, and also great conversation pieces. If a recruiter contacts you, or there's a business, a CEO or president or sales manager is looking for someone to hire in their team, they're going to ask you questions about that. So also make sure that those stats are factual, but they're great discussion points. Yeah. So.
Well, and I would say one last thing, because I love to talk, not really, but if you're not looking for a job, right? Because we talk a lot about LinkedIn, and it's not being it's your online presence from the professional standpoint, turning a little bit more into social. We'll get into more of that later. But if you are a company, a one-person company, or you're a small group or league of leaders maybe, then what you want to do is you want to make sure whatever you're writing there, again, supplements your summary, and it draws people in. Because at the end of the day, the whole purpose of this is not just to have someone come and check it out and go, man, this is a cool guy. You want them to engage in your content. You want them to engage in who you are, and you want to draw them in so that they want to have a relationship. They want to experience you from a business standpoint. And that's really the whole key here is building relationships. We'll get into that later as well, but you can do that in your experience section.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
All right.
Cool.
See ya.